Okay, welcome back. It's week 8 on AER220. Again, I'm Adam Stoughton, your instructor. So let's first review what items need to be completed this week. So you're going to take a look at Chapter 9, some sections within there. In addition, you're going to be doing ground lesson 24 and 28. And incidentally, that's all about weather. Some people groan in this particular situation, but me personally, I get very excited. I come from the Northeast, Columbus, Ohio, and we have plenty of weather up there. So knowledge about weather was always very important for me. Now, your discussion post is going to be another thing that's very near and dear to me. And this is going to be concerning in-flight icing. It's a personal challenge, or it's a personal favorite of mine when it comes to challenges within instrument flight. And I want you to engage with me on the discussion post on how you might handle that particular type of situation. So, looking at the content, we're going to look at aviation weather theory. Again, grown from many people, but acts of excitement from me. I like to know, and I hope you like to know, what creates aviation weather, as well as how is it driven, some of the concepts behind it. And I want to expand your knowledge and provide better interpretation skills at the end of this course. As you progress through there, you're going to move into printed reports and forecasts. Now, for private, you might remember that there were plenty of printed reports and forecasts, and really none of the stuff that you're going to see in instrument is all that new. Really what it is more in-depth and more detailed exploration of printed reports and forecasts. U.S. instrument pilot need to know how to read those and get good substantial data to make a very informed risk-based decision. So, as you venture through the material, make sure you pay attention to some of the details that they provide for you and consider how you use these printed reports and forecasts, as well as how they could be interpreted. So, once you get through to the area forecast, understand the FAA has recently done away with the area forecast. Now they have a graphical area forecast tool. So in other words, you have to go online, and you can do it via 1-800-AVIXBrief.com or Aviation Digital Data Service, which might be on its way out as well, or Aviation Weather Center. In which case you get on there and you can click through and learn how to use the graphical area forecast. But the JEP is in text right now, just shows the old style area forecast. So expect to encounter that. So after that, you're going to move into sources of weather. So this is to consider, okay, once you looked outside the window and see that weather could be a threat for this flight, what kind of information is out there and who can provide it for me? So you're probably already used to a 1-800-WX-BRIEF phone number, which is the flight service station at the time. Right now it's Lidos. They provide a pretty good weather briefing and an opportunity to interpret the information. But you could also conduct a weather briefing yourself via 1-800-WXBrief.com. It's a very useful tool, but only with an advanced knowledge of printed weather reports and forecasts can you actually make that worth your while. I still recommend that pilots, especially as they're learning through instrument and especially on challenging instrument days, to actually call and get a telephonic weather briefing after conducting their own weather briefing. That makes available a person who can help you interpret those charts and maybe clear up any confusion that you might have had while you were reading them. So that's a look at week 8. I look forward as we come around the final bend here into instrument to work on week 9 with you next week, and I'll talk to you then.